Hello friends, welcome to CEC online lectures. So in the previous lecture, we discussed about the concept of job designing. It is an important part of the recruitment process, though it takes place after the recruitment process is complete. We learnt about the meaning and the concept of job design. We learnt of the various objectives of job design and how the process of job designing is different from the process of job analysis that we learned in the previous lectures. So, in this lecture, we shall be discussing about the job design methods and the job designing process, along with the advantages of a job design. That what are the advantages for an organization, for the employees, when you have a proper job design in place. So as far as the methods of job design are concerned, we are going to talk of four job design methods. The first is job simplification, second is job rotation, third is job enrichment, and the fourth one is job enlargement. So all these methods of job design, uh, they have their pros and cons, they have their advantages and disadvantages. So it is up to the organization to decide on to which method or which process they want to apply to the jobs. At times you can apply more than one method also. So let's learn about what is the concept of these methods and what are the advantages and disadvantages of each one of them. So when we say job simplification, so the word itself is self-explanatory, because in job simplification, what is done is that a job is simplified, and how it is done? It is done by breaking it down into smaller subparts, and each part of the job is assigned to a worker who does the same task again. And this enables a worker to gain proficiency and fitness in doing a repetitive task. And it increases the worker's productivity, and definitely the profits also come in. But in the previous lecture, you must be able to recall that we said that when we are doing bits and pieces, or we are doing a smaller part of a bigger job, then it leads to lesser satisfaction. Yes, that is definitely there, but these jobs are the ones which are done at lower levels. So at times organization do resort to job simplification. So the disadvantages of this job simplification is definitely that due to the repetitive job, workers feel boredom. They are bored of doing those repetitive tasks again and again, and they at times tend to remain absent. And boredom also leads to more mistakes and more accidents. So when we are bored of doing the same job repetitively, we tend to make more mistakes, and there are chances of more accidents. So on the whole, the quality and quantity of output gets adversely affected. The second method of job designing is job rotation. So it involves shifting a person from one job to another job, so that he or she is able to understand and learn what each job involves. So this is a very commonly done or commonly used method of job designing. So when an activity is no longer challenging, the employee would be moved to another job at the same level that has similar skill requirements. So the key of job rotation is that what you have to remember, one thing is that the various jobs that you are going to perform are of the same level, and they all require similar skills. So it is not the case that some skill enhancement is required uh, while rotating from one job to the another, or some higher level of job is to be performed while job rotation. No, when you are being rotated from one job to the other, you are basically performing the same level and the requirement of the knowledge or the skills or the competence or is also the same or similar, we can say. Now, the advantage of job rotation is that it definitely removes boredom because now you are diversifying the employee activities. So, an employee is moving from one department to the other. He or she tends to meet new people, work with new people. So, that will definitely, remove the boredom or the boring aspect of doing one job repetitively. Then it will surely broaden the employee's knowledge and skill, because when you are doing another job in the in another department, so it will definitely increase a certain level of your knowledge and skills, but not too much upskilling is required in job rotation. So employees become more competent in several jobs rather than only one. So it will increase your competence because now you are performing similar jobs in various departments. And it also prevents fraudulent practices, because if I know I am the only one who has to perform this particular job for endless years, then I might, find out ways to involve some fraudulent practices. But if I know that I am doing this job only for a month or 2 months or say 1 year, and after that 1 year somebody else will be sitting on this chair, so then I will be mindful of my activities. I will not indulge in anything corrupt or indulge myself in some fraudulent practices, because I know that I will be moved from my position to another position in year or so. But if only I am doing this job and nobody is checking it, then it will definitely lead to fraudulent practices. So that is a good, we can say, advantage of having a job rotation in your organization. Now, what are the disadvantages of job rotation? When frequent shifting of employees across jobs, it causes interruption in job routine, because we always love our routine at times and we do not want it to be interrupted time and again. Some people may find it, difficult to adjust to these constant changes in the job routine. So there we can say that job rotation is a disadvantage, and at times employees may feel alienated when they are rotated from job to job, so they can lose their focus while performing the job. Then employees who look for more challenging assignments, they may still feel frustrated because the level of jobs is not changing in job rotation. The level of jobs is more or less the same. So if you are someone who is seeking challenging jobs, then job rotation might not be having um, good advantages, or we can say it may not be giving you that kind of a challenge that you seek for. And when you are job rotating, then it at times increases the training cost involved, because when you are going to a new department doing something new, then you need to have training to do that particular job. So at times it also involves higher costs, higher training costs for the employees and the organization. So the next method is job enlargement. Job enlargement involves adding more tasks to a job, and it expands the job scope and gives variety of tasks to the job holder. So this is a horizontal expansion in a job where the new activities that are added belong to same hierarchy in the organization. So again, the it is adding more number of jobs and not necessarily giving you more challenging jobs. So by enlargement, the organization provides employees with greater variety of activities so that their interest in job is increased, making maximum use of their skills. So, what are the advantages of job enlargement? Well, it definitely reduces level of boredom, because now instead of doing 2 or 3 jobs, now you are doing 5 or 6 jobs, and it can increase satisfaction also, as employees appreciate their contribution. They feel less fatigued as they move from machine-paced production line to a self-paced job. But job enlargement too has its disadvantages. The training costs again tend to increase because now instead of doing those 2 3 jobs, now you have to perform those 6 7 jobs or 5 or 6 jobs. So some jobs are being added to your um, list of jobs, right? So that will some of the jobs might need training, so that will be a burden for the organization, and many union members may misunderstand job enlargement as exploitation of workers and may take objection to it. Because, see, at the end of the day, the organization may not increase your salary, they are just adding some number of jobs into the jobs you are already performing, right? So the union members may consider job enlargement as an exploitation, that in the same salary earlier the worker was performing 3 jobs, and now with job enlargement he or she is performing 5 or 6 jobs. So job enlargement may be considered as an exploitation of workers because it basically increases the work of the employee, and not every organization or every company it provides extra salary for extra work. Thus the efforts of the individual may remain unrecognized, and so it will not have any drastic impact on the morale or satisfaction on the of the employees. So the next method of job design is job enrichment. So this is the term that was given by Frederick Herzberg, and it involves designing a job in such a way that it provides workers greater autonomy for planning and controlling their own performance, and it improves the tasks efficiency and human satisfaction by building greater scope for personal achievement and recognition, more challenging and responsible work, and more opportunity for individual advancements. So this is, we can say, a more relevant and more acceptable a method of job designing, whereby you're not only increasing the number of tasks or number of jobs that an individual shall be performing, but when we say enriching the job, it means that we are bringing in more autonomy, more freedom to the employee, so that he can take decisions regarding his performance, what procedures or what processes he shall be using in performing the job, so that he can bring in greater scope for personal achievements. So when we achieve something, when we are recognized for our work, so that is what every individual seeks while performing a job. So it is a very good method of, we can say, job design. So what are the characteristics of enriched jobs? So we can say that it has a direct feedback. So the be it the customer feedback or be it the supervisor's feedback, when you have enriched jobs, that feedback is directly given to you. Then you have client relationship, uh, uh, a relationship between the client and the employee is there. Then you tend to learn new things while performing your job, and learning is a very important aspect while if we say the morale and satisfaction of an employee is concerned, because until and unless you learn some new things, you learn how to perform your job in a better way, in a more efficient effective manner, so that learning has to be constantly done. So when you have that learning in your job, then we can say that it is an enriched job. Then if you have the power of or the autonomy of scheduling your own work, we can say you have an enriched job. Then then if there is a unique experience every time you are performing the job, you have the control over the resources that you are using, be it the financial resources, the tools or equipments or the people. that means you are performing an enriched job. Also, if there is personal accountability, you are accountable for the job that you are performing, and you have a direct communication with the authorities or the top management. So these are all the characteristics of enriched jobs. So that is how an enriched job can be differentiated from other jobs. So if you have direct feedback, client relationship, new learning, scheduling your own work, unique experience, control over resources, direct communication with authorities, and personal accountability. So now let's learn about the advantages of job enrichment. Well, it benefits the employees and organizations in terms of increased motivation, performance, satisfaction, job involvement, and reduced absenteeism. It helps in meeting the psychological needs of job holders, and more autonomy, greater sense of responsibility, self control, self esteem. They improve the decision making ability of an employee. So, these are all the advantages of job enrichment. Now, as far as the disadvantages are concerned, job enrichment is based on assumptions that workers have complete knowledge, the right attitude to take decisions. In reality, this might not be so, due to which there can be problems in working. Now, see, when we say autonomy in doing your work your way or freedom, so if freedom can only be given or autonomy can only be given if the employee has the right attitude to take decisions, right? So if my supervisor trusts me and gives me or grants me autonomy to take decisions myself, but I am not having the right attitude, I am not mature enough to take those decisions myself, so I might be taking the wrong decisions. So instead of being of advantage, this job enrichment can ruin the entire process. So if my superior trusts me and I have the autonomy to take my classes on my own, so I might not be taking those classes because nobody is going to ask me. I am free to schedule my work my way. So I might not be, doing it the right way or doing it in a proper way, and I might be misusing the autonomy given to me. So that is very important, that the employee has the right kind of an attitude, and he seriously uh, takes into consideration or takes the advantage of that autonomy, and not taking or exploiting that autonomy. So that is very important. So in reality, this might not be so, due to which there can be problems in working. So superiors at times also they may feel that their power is being taken away from them and given to the juniors, and this may lead to ego problems. So when you are enriching jobs, when you are giving the autonomy and freedom to the employees to perform their jobs in their way with less supervision, so at times the superiors also they may feel that their power is being given to the juniors, and this may lead to some conflicts or ego problems. And also workers who for a variety of reasons are satisfied with their current level of responsibility, so job enrichment may cause more problems than it cures. So at times there are workers who are satisfied with whatever jobs they are performing. So they do not want challenging jobs, they do not want autonomy, they do not want to develop relations, or they do not want to communicate with the top management. So for them, I think job enrichment cause more problems. So, for such individuals who are satisfied in their current jobs, job enrichment is definitely not the solution. So, a well defined job will make the job interesting and satisfying for the employee. The result is increased performance and productivity. But if a job fails to appear compelling or interesting and leads to employee dissatisfaction, it will mean that the job has to be redesigned based upon the feedback from employees. So in job redesign, certain steps have to be followed in a sequence. So these are the steps in a job redesign. The first step is identifying the job to be redesigned. So a job redesign is not an automatic process, but when any change in contextual variables affecting jobs takes place, it affects the quality of job performance. So second step is the identification of the contents to be redesigned. Now, after identifying the job that is to be redesigned, the contents that are to be changed is also identified. And this is done through the process of job analysis, where new job description for each job is prepared, which shows the contents of job as well as its relationship to other jobs. So you can see that the process of job design and job analysis are interrelated with each other. So that is why job design at times is studied as a separate topic also. But the reason why we discussed it after job analysis is because both job analysis and job design or job redesign are interrelated with each other. So simultaneously, job specification for each job is prepared, and after this, the third step is analyzing the job related information. So once the job analyst is through with recollecting and revising the job content, analyzing these discrepancies is the next step. It is done to determine the hindrances in performing job related tasks and duties and investigate why an employee is not able to deliver the expected output. So here we are figure out the obstacles or the hindrances that are being faced by the employees in performing the job in the expected manner or to deliver the expected outputs. So here we will analyze the job related information so that we can bring out certain solutions for the same. And the next step is reshuffling the job related tasks and duties. So next is the reallocation of new or altered tasks and functions to employees. So after analyzing the job related information in the previous step, we will now alter those tasks and functions, and these altered tasks and functions are allocated to the employees. So it may be done by rotating, enriching, or enlarging jobs. The idea basically is to motivate performance while increasing their satisfaction levels. So ultimately, what we learned previously in the job design lecture is that the ultimate objective of every job design is to motivate performance to increase their satisfaction levels. So after reshuffling the job related tasks and duties, the next step is effective redesigning. So based on the job description, a job is redesigned. So whenever there is any change in the nature of any job because of change in the contextual variables, its core dimensions remain the same. These core dimensions are skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. Therefore, redesigning is effective in these dimensions only. The next step will be evaluating effect of redesigning. So this is the last step of job redesigning, whereby when a job is redesigned, it is put in operation on experimental basis, and during this period an attempt is made to evaluate how the redesigned job is facilitating or it is constraining the job holder and other jobs with which it is linked. So after this feedback, further redesigning is effected if required. So if you are getting your desired results, so that means the job has been redesigned well. And if it is still limiting the employees in giving you the required performances, then it has to be done again. So when everything is satisfactory, the redesigned job becomes the part of the organization's jobs. So after evaluating the effect of the redesign, and when you feel satisfactory, when you feel that the performances are as per the required standards, then the entire redesigned job becomes a part of the organization's jobs. So now let's quickly learn of the advantages of job redesigning. Well, when you have redesigned your job, it will enhance the quality of work life, because the employees will be able to perform their jobs effectively and efficiently, saving on the time required to perform their job, so that they can enjoy their life as well, and have a proper balance of work and life. And it increases their on the job productivity and encourages them to perform better. It increases the organizations and employees productivity, because we know that when we talk of job design, there is an integration of employees needs as well as the organization's needs. So when these needs are being integrated, so definitely the productivity of employees and the productivity of organization will enhance collectively. So altering their job functions and duties makes employees more comfortable and adds to their satisfaction level. Clear job responsibilities and tasks, it motivate them to work harder and give their best output, and this results in increased productivity of an organization. So now when an organization gives clear job responsibilities and communicates these job responsibilities to their employees, this will have a motivating impact on the employees, and so they will work harder, and they will perform to the best of their abilities. They will be more engaged, their morale will be improved or enhanced, and there will be lesser absenteeism. Now good job redesigning also brings sense of belongingness in employees, and it is an effective strategy to retain talent in organization by encouraging them to carry out their responsibilities in a better way. So we learned that by, for example, job enriching, job enlarging, we are giving some autonomy to the employees, and when autonomy is giving, their sense of responsibility increases, and it encourages them to do their job in a better way. And job redesigning also creates a right person and job fit. This is a very important aspect when we are recruiting people, and when we are placing people in jobs, that a right person and job fit has to be there, right? And for example, I always give this example that if you are an introvert and you are being put into a sales job where you have to meet so many new people and convince them or sell your products, so that is called a misfit, a person job misfit. So extrovert people should be put into such jobs. But when we have proper job designing and or redesigning, as for that matter, then it will create a right person and job fit, and it helps organization as well as employees in achieving their targets or goals. So when you are well aware of what you have to do, when you have a clear cut description being communicated to you of as to what you have to perform, then you will be performing it in the best of your abilities, and in that way you will be achieving your targets and goals. So that was all of the topic on job design. So we learned various aspects of job design, the meaning of job design, how it is different from job analysis, what are the processes of job design, what are the various methods, how organizations they design their jobs, right? So that was all for today, and we will be learning some other topics related to job analysis and job design in the coming lectures. Thank you.